We're streaming. Hello, everyone. Jack with hair looks weird. Thank you, Fud UV. Harlack is now playing Panty Party. We got Panty Party.
All right. How we doing? How we doing?
Good, Rich.
Oh, fuck. You did it.
I did it, Rich.
You maniacs! You actually did it!
You know, we thought we'd play Panty Party, and all of a sudden, Rich hands me the keyboard and mouse, and he had logged out of Steam for some reason, and so I needed to log in if we were gonna play this game, which is weird, you know. It's really weird, Rich. I don't know how that happened, but you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Take a look at what game we're playing right now.
We ought to be ashamed of ourselves. Who's watching this shit? All right, Jack.
So here's the important question, Rich. Spoiler alert for everyone watching. We did film a little bit of us playing this game. Do we want to start from the beginning so people can get the story?
I think for this you almost have to do a little bit of that. I refuse to do voices.
I have so much shame in me right now. Great. Hold on. Yeah, I guess we'll start over. Hold on, let me grab my chuck here. Gonna have a sip of coffee. As it's an early stream, it is 1:30 in the afternoon for us. Rich, you rolled out of bed and came here.
I got up at noon for this shit.
Could you believe? So I need a little coffee before we get really rolling. Knee deep in you need to, because this story has it's really complicated lore and backstory, and the characters have a lot of depth, and it's gonna be great. Actually, you know what? Something I want to mention before.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Before we get
before we soil ourselves with shame.
Shame. Speaking about the episode that went up, the Abstract Motron episode, a lot of people were mentioning that many games do have developer commentaries. We were talking about this is kind of interactive documentary thing.
I'm aware of that actually.
We did mention that, but I cut it out of the episode because I thought it was redundant.
Yeah.
We did talk about Half-Life has a great one, Team Fortress 2 has a great one, lots of developers. And actually, I recently got The Flame in the Flood for PS4. Mm-hmm. Actually, a PR firm sent me a free code. They're like, hey, we saw you stream to this game. Here's a code for another copy of this game, which makes no sense to me in a public relations standpoint. Mm-hmm. But whatever. But the PS4 version of The Flame in the Flood comes with developer commentary.
Okay.
And I really liked that game. So I was like, oh, this is going to be great. But once again, they make you play through the game in order to get to the documentary parts.
You say make you as if playing the game is horrible, but I think the point is you might just want to listen to the
Well,
comment.
it's a timed survival game. Like if you stand around, if you stand around, you get hungry, you get thirsty, but you want to stand around and listen to the commentary.
And here's the thing too, like normally, like when they talk about like Portal having a commentary, it's like a commentary track. Like a commentary track.
Yeah.
The beginner's guide, the way that starts off, it's actually different. It's not like a commentary track. Actually, I would say it's done in the style of a documentary.
Yes.
Like, well, here's the game I made, and then like the screen would change, and this is a prototype of the level you saw here, and you can look around. If you walk back there, you can see this is not.
Yeah.
But we decided to change that instead for this. And what you're playing now is actually an early version of the gunplay. As you can see, the reloading speeds are different.
Right. Like that, like the example that I used in the episode where it's like you die and he's like, well, here's what probably should have happened in the game, but now go do it again and see what happens. Where it's a gameplay with edits, like it edits and starts you in a new place, which is why I was really happy with that. But in any case, I was really happy with the developer commentary of The Flame and the Flood, but I didn't listen to all of it because I didn't want to keep playing the game. Like, I already beat the game, and I wasn't really interested in playing again, but I would love just hey, look at, redo this part of the level, and I'll talk, and then I'll take you to the next part of the level, so. Valkyria Chronicles has made Rich a full-on weebo.
No. I think it's weeaboo, I think.
It's what?
The term?
Weebo is what
is that how they spell it?
I don't know. I don't know. Okay.
This is not my fucking idea. I played a little bit more of Valkyria Chronicles. I got to like chapter 7.
Yeah.
It's starting. The anime bullshit is starting to creep in.
Is it distractingly creeping in?
The main character, he's like silly. Oh, he's looking at the bug instead of talking to the pretty girl.
And you're just done.
I'm not done because I like turn-based strategy. Look. Ultimately, I'm there for the gameplay.
Right.
It's a half decent turn-based strategy game. It's not the best. I don't know that I'm gonna finish it.
Okay. But so the anime isn't distracting enough from the gameplay.
No.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. All right, we're starting here. Episode 0, The Warrior of Love. Everybody ready for Panty Party? Oh, that's right. Do we remember the difference between you can choose your panty.
Oh my god.
You can choose your type of panty. I think I remember the dot panty.
Well, if you're starting off, start with the default.
With the normal, sure.
Start with the default panties.
You're right. You're right.
I'm not reading any of this. Oh, it's fully voiced.
It's fully voiced. We don't have to read any of it. Oh, well, it's voiced in Japanese, but you can read it, and it's all in English. Did everyone watch Saturday Night Live last night? Did you watch Saturday Night Live?
Was that the all Alex Baldwin's Trump episode?
No, that's next week.
Oh.
This was Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
But they had one of the best fake commercials I've seen in a long time for Totino's Pizza Rolls.
Oh yeah.
It was super hilarious. I highly recommend it. I won't give too much away, but it was a fake commercial for Totino's Pizza Rolls, and
cool.
And it was quite delightful. The entire episode was fairly funny, and I'm shocked. They had a great Melissa McCarthy came on to be Sean Spicer, the White House press secretary.
Yeah.
And a must watch as far as I'm concerned. Hilarious.
I'm so done with politics.
I'm talking about a comedy show. I'm just talking about them talking about politics. We're not talking about politics. Is everyone paying attention to the lore? A flying, talking pair of panties has been talking to this girl. That's it. That's the lore. That's all. But it was pretty funny. I was actually, usually we'll stay for like the cold open. Like Lisa and I will watch a cold open, then go to bed. But everything was funny enough that it kept us interested. Except for Kristen Stewart, who is a charisma vacuum.
Yeah.
She cannot do comedy to save her life.
And she's famous.
And she's famous. She did cuss during her opening, which was great. She said fucking live on television.
Really?
She did. And she was just like, well, I guess I'm never coming back again. Thanks for having me. Like during her opening monologue.
Oh, wow.
Which was great. So we...
That's something I would do.
What? Is just swear?
I wouldn't even notice that I sweared after I swear. That would probably happen 4 times during the show.
Right. And I'm sure that's what happened to her, but she was in Twilight. Yeah, she was in Twilight. Okay, so now, so the girl has transformed into a pair of panties, and that's this right here. And you can move around and jump and press dash, and that's the game. And then here's a bad pair of panties, and when the crosshair turns red, you can hit them with your panty sword. I don't know what this is exactly.
That's a pantarang.
Is that the panta?
You throw it like a boomerang.
Oh yeah, we have other weapons we can use too, right? Focus. Yeah, I'm trying to focus on the extreme panty gameplay, but you know, so you know, it's a shoot 'em up.
Jack, your passion meter is full.
Oh, did I need to use my passion meter?
I don't know that you did. I'm just pointing out that your passion meter is
That's right.
flashing red.
If you beat enough enemies, you can enter passion mode, which I think makes things more powerful. I don't actually know.
How am I going to explain this to Karen? I'm going to delete this when we're done.
The whole stream?
The whole stream.
That's some serious panty physics, right? And that's it. That's the whole game. That's it.
How's everyone doing?
Oh, yeah. More coffee. More coffee. I started importing the footage from when we played this earlier, and suddenly my kids came into the room. And it's very rare that I ever have to like shoo them out of my office because, you know, like they cuss now, and so like I don't need to worry about like us swearing.
So they've entered cussing.
They've entered cussing phase, but you know, like I did not want them to see any of this footage.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
So now the girl is mad because she turned into a pair of panties, and she's yelling at the other pair of panties. That's how the game works. All right, episode 2.
Gobbledygook says, "Riddle me this.
Mm.
Why is a raven like a writing desk? Give up? Because it can produce a few notes, though they are very flat, and it is never put with the wrong end in front. Get it? Never? Bah."
I don't get it.
That might have been the point.
Why is a raven like a writing desk? I've heard that.
It has quills.
It has. Oh, they both
I
have
believe
quills?
so, yeah.
Okay, great.
Fadescape says, "Hey guys, have you heard about Yakuza Zero yet? It's like a lineup of action movies from best of the worst made into a video game with fun gameplay to boot. Have a good Sunday." I've heard about it. People keep mentioning it. It's a very you know what? You know what his problem is?
Huh.
The name.
Yakuza Zero?
It sounds like a boring crime thing.
It does. Well, the Yakuza series has been like well regarded, but kind of like, yeah, it's fine. It's a good game, you know. It hasn't. Nothing's been.
I've never really heard of it.
You've never heard of the Yakuza series?
Completely under my radar.
Oh, I've always heard of it, but everyone's like, yeah, it's a good game, you know, but whatever. They've never been like, you need to play Yakuza.
Yeah, I've seen a few people talk about it. Maybe we should stream it sometime.
Sure. Is Yakuza Zero? This is a question for the chat. Is that a PS4 exclusive, or is it also on PC?
Well, I know the other day we were talking about PlayStation 4 exclusives, and the chat brought up Yakuza Zero, so I'm going to presume, but
Okay.
I don't know. A lot of times when they call things console, it's exclusive. It's PlayStation 4 exclusive. Well, it's also on Steam.
Right. It's a console exclusive.
Fans, PC doesn't count in their brains, which is weird.
I finally just yesterday got done with the episode, so I had some free time, and I've set my Xbox One back to factory defaults, canceled my Xbox Live subscription,
Yeah.
have it all packed up, ready to go back to GameStop.
Okay.
pretty excited about that. This thing has been a lump on my office ever since I played Gears of War. I haven't touched it since Gears of War. Yeah. When was the Gears of War episode? 3 months ago?
There's not an especially great reason to own one.
There's no reason to own one. Anything that you can play on the Xbox, you can also play on Windows. And the Xbox One.
I know people are going to say that the PCs are super duper expensive. Not realizing that you don't have to buy a top of the line PC.
You know, in fact, someone has pointed out there is a you had talked about this last stream about like a cheap PC.
Yeah.
And you know what you can do on a cheap PC. There are several YouTube channels dedicated to benchmarking games using $400 PCs, $300 PCs, $500 PCs. They go through all the stats.
Yeah, yeah.
Look it up. You can play games at console levels with a $400 PC. Easy. And you can play more games because PCs have more games. Hopefully you guys are enjoying all this story. So the girl is the warrior of love, and that's what makes her turn into panties, you see.
And the bad panties are trying to mind control all of the humans to love panties.
To love panties, but only their panties, and the warrior of love loves all panties.
Oh my
you
God.
see, Rich.
Oh my God.
That's the story to the game. I just want to, because I don't want people to think that we're skipping over story. Like, you guys always skip over the story and then say that it's not a good story. So, you know.
Nanaba says, don't worry guys. The studio that made this is based in Taiwan, not Japan. This doesn't have to affect your burning love for anime since it's fake anime.
Oh, good. Oh, good. I was in fact super worried about my burning love for anime. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm gonna skip over. I'm gonna skip over one to get to this. Anonymous says, here is a link to the instructions for how to permanently remove games from Steam. Just in case you happen to need it.
Just in case we're super embarrassed to have this in our library. You know what? Thanks. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that.
Renegade Kira says, Rich, now that you officially love anime, you gotta watch Sword Art Online. It has tentacle porn, incest, a harem of underage girls, and VR gaming. You will love it.
Shit.
It's just like Helldivers. LOL. Anime.
Oh, can I say I'm super happy that that's the new meme. The just like Helldivers. That fills me with joy. It's just like Helldivers. Tiberius Kirk, as far as we know, as far as all that Rich and I played, this is all the gameplay. You're in an arena, there's panties, you fight the panties. That's it. But maybe, I don't know, maybe we get to a point, right? Ay, ay, ay.
When are we going to have a Jesus Christ shut up already? I ate a Laksa stream?
Loxus?
I don't know what that is. Laksa.
That's a food. And there's apparently it's a very good food that I would enjoy. And someone has recommended Laksa restaurants, and I haven't gotten around to it. So sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
I'm gonna officially say I think Jesus Christ shut up already was a bad idea.
Oh, I think they're fun.
Maybe far more sporadically. I'm so sick of the negativity. Sick of the negativity.
It's what you let into your heart, Rich. You can't let it get you. Can't let it get you down.
I just want to have fun, Jack.
That's what we're here for, Rich. We're all here to have fun.
That's why we're playing Panty Party.
That's why we're playing Panty Party, because it's a very silly game about panties.
Anonymous says Steve Martin or Bill Murray. They're both very fine choices, but I think I go with Bill Murray.
Just in general? Steve Martin.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I want you to think of everything Bill Murray has contributed to the world and everything Steve Martin has contributed to the world.
Okay.
Steve Martin wins hands down.
Ghostbusters and Groundhog's Day alone put Bill Murray up there. And I personally, Scrooged is one of my favorite Christmas movies.
Scrooged is great. Not to mention all the work Bill Murray has done on the Wes Anderson films. He's great. I think Steve Martin still hasn't beaten.
Does Steve Martin have anything that even approaches a Ghostbusters or Groundhog Day? I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm just trying to analyze this.
Three Amigos. The Jerk. Roxanne.
Three Amigos, not quite, but okay. Okay.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Okay.
It's not a movie I hate. Not a movie I hate.
Not a movie you hate. Not to mention all of his stand-up work.
Okay.
All the books he's written. All the movies he's directed.
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, yes.
Ooh, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. That's a fine example. Roxanne. I don't know if you heard that one, but that's a great movie.
I saw it. I wasn't in love with it.
Oh, I love Roxanne.
You're saying Little Shop of Horrors, but that was also Bill Murray.
Mm-hmm.
They share credit for that one.
That counts as both of them.
Though Steve Martin did have a better role in it.
I'll
grant you that.
Sergeant Bilko doesn't really count. I
don't know. I kind of appreciate like the whole real true life Bill Murray stories. The crashing people's parties.
Yeah.
That stuff is fun.
I think that all that stuff is off-put by the amount of stuff that Steve Martin has done.
So this is the classic quality versus quantity clash.
But
though that's not to say Steve Martin stuff is bad.
It's not quality. You know what? Yeah, this is the classic quality versus quantity clash. Yeah. But like, you know, his books alone, Steve Martin writes amazing books.
I've never read any of his books. I don't even know he wrote books.
There's a short novel called
Jack, we're not paying any attention
to the story. You're right. Well, no, I'm making sure people can read it. There's an amazing short novel called The Pleasure of My Company. That is really great. I don't know if you read or saw Shop Girl, but interesting. That one's probably not up your alley, but The Pleasure of My Company is an amazing little novel. And then, like, not to mention his entire work as a musician. Like, the man has put out so many bluegrass country albums.
I also had no idea he did music.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, what's the Canyon... The Dirty Canyon Riders or something like that. He has a band and he just goes on tour with his country band because that's what he does. He does everything.
We can't listen to you guys and read this with any attention.
Oh man, I'm so sorry, guys. We either
let them soak this in or we skip this shit. I think those are our two options.
Skipping it. Oh, you gave me the option. I took it.
That's fine.
Okay, so now
I just wanted them to get a taste.
Yeah.
Of what Panty Party has to offer.
I just want to end
a narrative perspective, Jack.
Oh, sure. And I want to let you guys know that right now I'm playing with the polka dot panties. And the dot panties, which are different. You know, like they have a different power set. So, you know, don't get confused. Don't get confused by all the different stuff. Oh god, I hate that. It makes noise. It makes slightly suggestive noises when you hit the passion button, and it makes me feel dirty and creepy.
Every time.
Every single damn time.
Every single time.
Yes.
How did this game even get on our radar? One stream we were looking for a new game to play. We just went to Steam and we looked at new releases. Popular new releases.
Popular new releases. And this came up.
It was right there, about 5 or 4 selections under Love Ribbon.
Yes, and Love Ribbon, we also thought about playing, but Love Ribbon was more of a visual novel, so we decided against it.
A lesbian incest anime visual novel.
A lesbian incest anime visual novel. After everyone says, not all anime is like that.
You know what? That's true, but...
But then you have Panty Party.
God.
But then you have Panty Party.
Look, I gotta come down hard on anime because then I gotta listen to every stream some jerk suggesting or asking me how I feel about Naruto or
Right.
whatever, and I don't need that shit, Jack. I don't need that shit in my life.
Absolutely. I'm not doing great here.
Ignoring all the weird perverted anime shit, how is the gameplay in terms of quality?
Oh, it's super boring. It's super boring and repetitive.
It's better than Firewatch, which doesn't have any.
Settle down.
How does that compare to Let It Die?
Actually very similar, where it's like there's a semblance of good gameplay here.
As far as quality, not style.
Well, oh yeah, quality, not style. They're very different
Yeah.
styles of game, but there is the bare bones of something that could be really interesting, and it just turns out to be super repetitive and it gets old. It gets old real fast.
We're not necessarily going to play this all day.
No. We just wanted to give you guys a little taste, little sniff, little peek at the Panty Party. What about L.A. Story?
I like it.
I like L.A. Story.
I never said Steve Martin has made terrible movies. I was just wondering if anything he made comes that close to the greatest of the Bill Murray movies. Not that Bill Murray hasn't been in stinkers himself; he's been in plenty.
Oh, sure. But I mean, listen, Ghostbusters. He's got Ghostbusters.
I know he's got Ghostbusters.
He's got Groundhog Day.
He's got Groundhog Day.
He's got Scrooge. He's got the Royal Tenenbaums, which he's great in. He's got
what was the Life Aquatic?
The Life Aquatic, Rushmore. He has so many movies that he's great in.
Yeah.
And those are
Zombieland. Not really a Bill Murray vehicle, but
right.
Very memorable scene in it.
Oh, sure.
Caddyshack.
I guess here's my counter argument to Bill Murray.
Yeah.
If I'm going to make one. Bill Murray is not necessarily the thing that made the thing he was in great.
Ghostbusters. He's a very large part of what makes Ghostbusters
He's a very large
great.
part of Ghostbusters, but that was a collaborative effort. The push and pull of Groundhog Day is, I think, what makes it great.
It's a concept, more so than Bill Murray doing a spectacular comic acting job.
Right. Well, but he remember
It's a good script.
He wanted it to be super dark, right?
Yeah.
And
oh yeah.
And they
Harold Ramis wanted it to be light.
And you can sense that push and pull, and I think that's what elevates the movie.
I'll agree with that. And
so it's. But the things that Steve Martin does, like Solo, are amazing.
What about Bob? Yes, what about Bob?
Oh, I think there's not enough love for What About Bob.
No, there isn't. There is not.
There's not enough love for What About Bob. I like that movie.
Baby steps to What About Bob. Count is what you need to take. Baby steps to What About Bob.
Richard Dreyfuss might be the world's greatest straight man.
And that was right before he fell off the face of the earth.
Right?
Dreyfuss, wasn't it? Was it?
Well, he after that he went on to do kind of schmaltzy Oscar bait,
Oh yeah, Mr. Holland's Opus.
Mr. Holland's Opus, and
I think of that as being around the same era, but
yeah. Yeah, he was still working after that. It's just nothing as.
Did he? I haven't heard about that man in decades, probably 20 years.
Yeah. I think he's still doing stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I don't know. But What About Bob is great. So now, by the way, us, who's playing as the girl who turns into a pair of panties, is going to fight the evil panties that are turning all the panties bad. Now we have to meet another pair of panties to convince them that we're cool, so they'll fight on our side against the other evil panties. And so here's cool Kuma Panty. I just wanted to make sure that you guys understand the story. The Steep Canyon Rangers, that's what it is. Thank you. That's the name of his bluegrass country band, the Steep Canyon Rangers.
The odd thing about Richard Dreyfuss, to me, he wasn't in like one or two things. He was in a lot of things. Richard Dreyfuss was all over the fucking place. And then, like, suddenly he wasn't.
Yeah. I wonder if it was a...
semi-retirement.
Or a Rick Moranis situation where, you know, a family member got sick and, you know...
Maybe.
Just, yeah. I don't know. But yeah, the pairing of Bill Murray and Richard Dreyfuss was great casting. Was great casting.
Go watch What About Bob.
Honestly, sometimes like I'll talk to people about What About Bob, and they will have never heard of it. You are a crazy person. What About Bob is great.
For movie dicks, it's not really, it's certainly not a bad movie. It's a great movie, but it's underappreciated. Movie dicks, you guys should do What About Bob. If you still do movie dicks, I'm pretty sure you do.
I think if Rich and I were to ever do a review, it would be about What About Bob. If we would ever to do a review together.
Isn't that a terrible idea?
You want to do one?
We could.
We'll talk to Jay about it.
HM94991 says, "Hey guys, thanks for providing my masturbation material for..." Okay. I'm done reading that one.
We great.
Thanks for providing my masturbation material for the day. The Super Bowl is hard to get off to.
I don't know. Muscular men jumping around?
Yeah, it depends on what you're into, really.
I mean, try harder, man.
Gobbledygook says, Bill Murray is the Batman of comedy. Steve Martin is the Joker of comedy. Both crazy, one seriously and one not so much. Speaking of, you only play both in DC Universe Online. It's free, you fucks.
I didn't bring the PS4. Well, I'll bring the PS4 again, and we'll do a Yakuza Zero and a DC Universe Online.
Am I wrong? But before Batman with oh god, why am I drawing a blank on his fucking name suddenly for no good reason? Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Wasn't it going to be Bill Murray? Because that was still when Batman was seen as campy because of Batman 66. Weren't they talking about doing a Batman movie with Bill Murray?
I have no idea.
Somewhere in my brain, this is a familiar thing.
You know?
That Bill Murray was in talks to be Batman.
I guess it wouldn't surprise... No, you know what? It would surprise me. I've never heard of this, and that would be surprising.
Okay. Here's a question.
Yeah.
Would Bill Murray be terrible?
As Batman?
As Batman.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, fuck. You know what Bill Murray movie I'm forgetting about? That's a great movie. That's just a great, general good movie, is Quick Change. And that's Bill Murray directed, too.
Yes, Quick Change is another underrated movie.
That's
I didn't bring it up because everyone's going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? But yeah, I love Quick Change.
Well, and that shows off his skill as more than just an actor, because he directed it.
Oh, I didn't even... He directed it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So, no, Quick Change... You know what? I mean, I still don't think he goes up to Steve Martin's standard, but...
Okay.
But I think that gives him points. Quick Change is great. Everybody needs to watch Quick Change. That's a rule. That's a rule here. Watch Quick Change. Randy Quaid, Gina Davis, Bill Murray.
That old guy that I've seen in some things.
You know, that old guy.
The Blue Blaze says, I wake up at 2:30 in the afternoon to see this, of all things, being streamed on Prereq.
Yep.
This is why I'm subbed. Keep up the good work. side question. What the fuck is wrong with you?
That's a fair question. That is a fair question, man. Many things. Many things is the answer.
Best Harold Ramis directed movie. Let's see. Groundhog's Day. And what else did he do? He didn't direct Caddyshack.
Harold Ramis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that Ivan
Or did he just write
Ivan
it?
Reitman. I think he just wrote it. I think Ivan Reitman.
Directed?
Yeah. Vacation.
He directed Vacation?
I think he did. I'm still giving it to Groundhog Day for best Harold Ramis movie though.
I need some more Harold Ramis movies.
I know.
Chat, list off the good Harold Ramis movies. Did he direct Caddyshack or did he write Caddyshack?
I think he just wrote it. I could be wrong. Was it?
Harold directed Caddyshack. Ooh,
Okay.
That's pretty good then.
I thought that was where he met Ivan Reitman.
Maybe Ivan Reitman produced it or something.
Maybe.
Like, did he do...
Oh, Animal House. I'm thinking of Animal House. That was the one that Ivan Reitman directed.
Ah, okay.
And Harold Ramis.
Did Harold Ramis do, like, Stripes and Meatballs? Or Stripes, yep.
Chat saying Stripes.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, he did Stripes, which is pretty good. Caddyshack. Reitman. You got... See, look at you. You chat. You are terrible chat. Reitman directed Caddyshack. Harold directed...
Caddyshack is a fine movie.
Yeah.
Fine movie. I'm putting Groundhog Day above it.
Absolutely. Oh, wait. We're skipping all this because you guys aren't paying attention to the story anyway. So, right here, by the way, I wanted to show you this. Right here, when Rich and I were playing it, and the little girl shows up in the Panty video game, is exactly when Rich and I said, nope, done, not doing this anymore. You anime people, you have to accept that this is part of it, and it's a bad part of it.
Jack, not all anime fans.
Not all anime
Hashtag
fans.
not all anime fans.
Right. But, you know, hopefully you're seeing all this gameplay so far. All this pulse pounding. I thought I killed you already.
I remember we had a long discussion about whether or not this is intended as parody or whether or not they're being serious.
Right.
Indistinguishable from parody.
Yeah, and I'm voting on the not. I'm voting on the I'm only joking until you say yes rule. So you know, it's like oh yeah, it's totally parody unless you don't want it to be. But it's totally parody unless you're into that. Are you into that?
Chat, I don't know how much longer we're gonna be playing this.
God, I hope not much longer.
Gobbledygook says, seriously, 1984, the Batman script, meant for Bill Murray as Batman and possibly Steve Martin or Robin Williams, as the Joker.
Really?
Would have changed our culture in some strange butterfly effect. Yeah, before 89, as far as the general public was concerned, Batman was camp.
Yeah.
Batman was Adam West running around in a bright blue polyester costume. That was Batman. Dark Knight, that came out in 84. That's Dark Knight Returns.
The comic, yeah.
That's what started changing around the view of Batman.
Oh, how funny.
It didn't originate Dark Batman, but I would give it a lot of credit for popularizing darker Batman. Actually, original Batman would murder people. Original 1930s Batman was very, like, Shadow-esque, very pulp.
Oh, yeah? I'm not down on my Batman history.
He would flat out murder people with a gun.
Oh, yeah?
In the earliest issues.
Interesting. I died. Rich.
I'm very sorry.
You should be. 1, you should be. 2, I'm sorry.
He had a gun? Exclamation point? Yes. Yes, original, like, first year of comics, Batman had a gun.
So, like, Detective Comics Batman, like, back.
Well, it's still Detective Comics.
Well, before they just turned into Batman comics.
I think it's still called Detective Comics. There's, like, Detective Comics, and then also a Batman comic book. There's 2. I don't know if these... Well, that could...
Yeah.
When I was still reading, Detective Comics was still around. Called Detective Comics.
Really?
Yeah.
But that only did Batman? Or they did
only
other
did
stuff?
Batman.
How strange.
They just never changed the name. Batman took over the book, and they never changed the name.
Really? Just want you guys to hear how often they reuse this loop. Hear that loop?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to come up again. Isn't that infuriating?
You're supposed to hit the button. You're not
Yeah.
supposed to stare at that for an hour.
You know what? We're going to skip ahead. We're going to skip ahead to Sailor Panty.
Kesje? I don't know how to pronounce that. Kasje.
Okay.
Kesje?
Wow.
Hi, guys.
Hi, KSJ.
Have you tried Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri Planetary Pack I sent you? Turn-based strategy from some of the creators of XCOM with some nice sci-fi elements. Stroke my panty filler. I've got about 8,000 games that I have been sent, and it's. I'm glad you want to send me games, but I'm not necessarily going to get around to them all.
It's the curse. It's the gift and the curse, Rich.
I know.
We are very happy to get all the gifts of games, and we're very happy that you guys want us to play games, but...
Sometimes they just get buried in the pile.
And, you know...
And when you have a lot of games, like, it's easier just to pick out, like, a shorter, action-y one first, rather than, like, a really deep strategy game. Like, I got so many to get through, and I'm gonna get...
Oh, yeah.
Terrible problem to have.
It's a terrible problem.
Terrible problem. Like, the next game I want to get into is Deus Ex Human Revolution, which has been on my back burner for a while, long while. And I streamed it a little bit once, but... Anonymous says, Chevy Chase or Dan Aykroyd? Dan Aykroyd every day of the week.
Yeah.
Chevy Chase does not even come close. Vacation was the closest he got, and I would still take Dan Aykroyd over Chevy Chase. It's like easiest decision I've ever had to make.
Yeah, not even thinking about it. And, you know, Dan Aykroyd is a crazy man.
I love Dan Aykroyd.
He's a crazy man.
Well, sure, yeah, I know he's a crazy man. That's fun. That actually is fun, but outside of that, that kind of, like, deadpan way he can deliver, like, technical jargon,
yeah,
floors me every time he does it. He's a fucking blues brother. Yes! Yes! Dan Aykroyd is a fucking blues brother. Neighbors, I think, is an underrated movie.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's the movie with him and John Belushi where they kind of switched personas.
Mm-hmm.
Where Neighbors is a movie where John Belushi plays the straight man and Dan Aykroyd plays the crazy neighbor.
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd's great. He's just a crazy man.
That's fine. That's fun too in its own way. Really.
Chevy Chase also is responsible for ruining Fletch in my book. And I know like a lot of people really like Chevy Chase's Fletch, and I just will not forgive him for completely ruining a really great book.
Chevy Chase had Saturday Night Live first season, and he wasn't the best part of Saturday Night Live, but he thought he was. He had Vacation, which is a good movie.
Yep.
And some of the sequels, like Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation.
And nothing else. Though a lot of people like, you gotta give Fletch credit. People like chess. Fletch.
People did. I don't understand.
Like chess too, but not the same people.
I don't understand why people like Fletch. I mean, I didn't much care for Fletch, and compared to the book, it is hot garbage.
I haven't seen Fletch.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's fair.
Other than Fletch and Vacation, he starred in like a series of failed comedies.
Yep.
Nothing But Trouble, which
has
also prominently features Dan Aykroyd, and I need to rewatch that because it's a movie that is kind of spectacularly weird.
Oh, it is. It's beautiful. Also written by Dan Aykroyd, I want to say.
You know what?
Yeah.
That movie finally makes sense. Honestly, that movie finally makes sense now that you mention that. Funny Farm? Yeah, alright. Funny Farm's alright. It's not mind-blowing.
It's not mind-blowing? It's not mind-blowing.
Chevy Chase was in Caddyshack, but so were a shitload of other people. I don't know that Chevy Chase was the key to Caddyshack's success. I'm gonna put that on Rodney Dangerfield.
You know what? He was a good part of Caddyshack.
Chevy Chase?
Chevy Chase.
Okay.
Might have been one of his better roles.
So maybe I'm underrating Chevy Chase. I will still take Dan Aykroyd.
Absolutely. Oh no, absolutely. Chevy Chase. His peaks aren't that high, but he has some. I know a lot of people really liked him in the Community, which I didn't really watch, but
which he stormed off of because he's an egocentric prick.
Yep. But no, he's. Wait, did Dan Aykroyd also direct Nothing But Trouble? Is that what I saw?
Once again, that doesn't shock me one bit. Nothing But Trouble is worth a watch. It really is.
It's worth a watch because of the sheer amount of star power. Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase, Demi Moore. Who else is in that? Oh, John Candy is in it.
I'm not even. You know what? I'm not even gonna say it's bad. It's weird to the point of shocking your brain, though.
It's you know what it is? It's a hidden sci-fi movie. There is more world building in Nothing But Trouble than there is in Rogue One. Like, we have a clear sense of this universe that they are in.
So, we got a movie dicks night. What about Bob?
Nothing but trouble. and then I'll do a reading of the book Fletch.
And how about a quick change?
Oh, there you go. Quick Change, Nothing But Trouble, and What About Bob?
Yeah.
Well, that's a great movie, Dix. Oh, God. Skip.
Who cares about Demi Moore? Oh, was she hot back in the day?
Who cares about Demi Moore? She was in everything. She's a mega celebrity. She was a huge star in the day. Back in the day. So you settle right down. You settle right the heck down.
Girth Sidious says, "Hey guys, first time I've been able to watch live. Living in the UK and all. Since we're doing actor fights.
Actor fights.
Do you prefer Dan Aykroyd or John Candy?
Ooh.
I'm all about the candy. LOL, wank my crank. Dan Aykroyd. I'll take Dan Aykroyd over John Candy.
What?
I will.
Oh.
I don't hate him. I don't think John Candy's that funny.
You know what? He's not that funny. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
He's an everyman.
Yeah.
He is the everyman. His little role in Home Alone is the fucking heart of that movie.
It's been a long time since I've seen Home Alone.
Yeah.
What is he in Home Alone?
He has a super small part in Home Alone where he, remember the mom's trying to get home and she gets to like, where does she get? She gets to like Indiana but can't get a flight to Chicago, and he plays in a polka band or something, and he's like, hey, you can come in our polka van, and he has a small scene with Catherine O'Hara.
All right.
He's the goddamn heart of that movie.
Oh my god, I haven't seen that movie in so long.
The Great Outdoors. You remember that? With Dan Aykroyd. With Dan Aykroyd. Again, planes, trains, and automobiles.
I would say Dan Aykroyd is better in The Great Outdoors, but once again, John Candy is playing the straight man.
Oh yeah.
So,
but I think that's the thing is his playing of the everyman is what makes a lot of those movies. What was the one where he like built a boat? Someone's gonna remember that.
Built a boat?
Or he had to he was in a boat race or something.
Rental.
Summer Rental. Thank you. That's a great one. Uncle Buck.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah. Uncle Buck.
Yeah. Once again, all of these people we've mentioned, none of them I hate.
Yeah.
Except for possible. Well, no, I'm not gonna say Chevy Chase.
You don't hate Chevy Chase?
Chevy Chase's lows are awful, though. His bad movies are awful.
What? Stop it. This pair of panties is really kicking my ass.
LOL, fuck my cock, says Jack.
Yep.
I think the joke might be over.
Thank you.
Can you not see Rich is in pain?
I know Rich is in pain, but you know.
I'm ready to move on when you are.
Great. I'm trying here. I'm trying to,
I know, but I think this is a joke we all get.
Great. I'm happy that we all get it. I'd like to beat this pair of panties just because, we're here and we're fighting. Did I win? No.
Did you really just say that?
Yeah,
Like out loud.
This whole stream we've been talking panties, Rich. This whole stream. So Chevy Chase and Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Oh, I don't know.
Anonymous says, Mike Myers or Dana Carvey? P.S. Thanks for streaming early for us Euro trash. LOL, my Panty Party. Mike Myers.
Or Dana Carvey?
Mike Myers. Mike Myers.
Just doing some math.
Early on in that battle, in the SNL days.
Yeah.
Dana Carvey was the easy answer.
Yeah. Since then,
Mike Myers caught Michael.
Michael Myers.
Mike Myers caught up and then some.
Yeah.
By the time he got to So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Mike Myers was winning that battle.
Woman. Whoa, man. Whoa, man. Oh, man. Did I watch So I Married an Axe Murderer too many times?
Dana Carvey has Master of Disguise. Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
And yes, he does. Dana Carvey also has Blank Slate. Do you remember Blank Slate?
I do. The detective with the condition where he had amnesia every morning.
Every morning, yep. Not a bad movie that I remember. I don't think it was terrible. I don't think it was good, but I don't think it was terrible.
Old Hand says, hello, Rich. Hello, Jack.
Hi.
Saturday Night Live or SCTV?
Saturday Night Live has more highs.
Way too long since I've seen SCTV. I remember SCTV wasn't afraid to get dark. If I'm remembering right. And also, it depends on what era of Saturday Night Live you're talking about.
I think they're just talking about in general.
In general, no. Saturday Night Live has had like 2 good casts.
Yeah, but that's over several seasons.
Yeah, I know. You got the original crop.
Yeah.
First, second, third season, however long it lasted. The Dan Aykroyd and oh God, I'm drawing a blank on her name. I want to say her name.
Son of a bitch.
I can't think of. I'm such an old man where I can't remember people's names. Jane.
Kismeric?
No, early Saturday Night Live.
Oh, Jane Kismeric was Malcolm in the Middle. It's something like that.
Gilda Radner for one, yeah.
Oh, you know what? And I wasn't.
Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Gilda Radner.
I think those
John Belushi.
Those sketches haven't necessarily aged well.
Jane Curtin, thank you.
Jane Curtin. No.
Maybe not.
I think there's not a ton of like amazing in there.
Don't disconnect, chatty.
Don't.
Okay, so let's say that hasn't aged well. Then you have one good cast, which was like your Dana Carvey, Mike Myers, Phil Hartman.
Yep. I think there was a lot of good stuff in the Will Ferrell days.
What was his name? That big lump that was in Weeds.
The big lump. Oh, Kevin Nealon.
Kevin Nealon.
You know, that big lump. By the way, totally fair. Totally fair. He kind of was a big lump.
And then, other than that, I don't know. Not really. It's very good. Saturday Night Live just went shit.
There's good stuff in there.
They had Will Ferrell, who was probably the only good part of SNL for a while.
Yeah, but he had a good supporting cast. Molly Shannon had her good bits.
Future famous person says, "Did you guys ever get farther in Demon's Souls? It gets very cool and Lovecraftian. The 3rd level in particular is more atmospheric than anything in Bloodborne."
I don't believe you.
I don't think I ever played Demon's Souls.
Yeah, remember we played that on.
We played Dark and Dark Souls 3.
No, we played it on stream.
Did you play Demon?
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember. Was it you doing a solo? It was both of us?
I thought it was both of us. I'll be honest with you. I thought you were here.
I remember doing Dark Souls 1.
Uh-huh.
That was Remove Skeleton.
Yep.
I know we did a lot of Bloodborne.
Yep.
And then we did Demon's Souls 3. I don't think we ever played Demon's Souls 2. Or Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2.
Yeah,
I don't remember playing Demon's Souls.
We had... Because, wait, Demon's Souls was PS2?
Yes.
We might have used your PS3 to play it.
I don't recall ever playing Demon.
I am...
Stream Demon? Am I getting it confused with Dark Souls 1?
I'll tell you, I am...
I suppose it's possible I'm getting it confused with Dark Souls.
I'm 90% sure we have streamed it.
Okay. Alright, this is getting crazy at this point.
You know, I just want to beat this level here.
You don't have to.
I want to. I know I don't have to.
The Blue Blaze says, Actor Fights, Fat Guy Edition, John Candy, John Belushi, Chris Farley, and is this an all-day variety stream, or is it a normal stream that's happening earlier than usual? LOL, sniff my panties. I think the intent is it's an earlier stream because a lot of people might want to watch the American Super Bowl. And
right. So no,
it's always nice to do your friend the stream here.
And we talk about doing them more often, and a lot of times, you know, it just because of our schedules, it's tough to do. So here's a nice excuse to do an early stream. This will just be a normal stream. We'll probably end around 5, 4:35 ish, depending. When does the Super Bowl start?
I think around 6 or 7.
Great.
I'm not super worried about it.
Okay, great. All right, yeah, I can be done with this.
Okay, good.
I can be done
Good.
with Panty Party. I beat that one. We're just going to exit that. Great.
Between Candy, Belushi, and Farley.
You know what? Can I get real? Can I do some real talk?
Yeah.
I've never much cared for Chris Farley.
Me neither.
I think he had some decent bits on SNL. Tommy Boy, I have seen so many times that I'm not sure if it's a good movie or if I've just seen it so many times that I love it. But I've never been super into his shtick.
I'm going to say Chris Farley is like a slightly more blatant, but also less versatile John Belushi. Belushi could do more than screaming fat guy.
Yeah.
Crazy, wild, screaming fat guy. And Belushi could do more than that
if
he wanted to.
Agreed. Farley, that's all he's got.
That was his shtick.
That was his shtick.
It was a good shtick. It worked well for him.
Yeah, it worked all right for him. Like, Tommy Boy, I have a really deep love for. It's just, I can't quite explain why I love it so much, but... So wait, who was the down and out?
We'll get the third one later. We sort the 2 out,
okay,
and then we do the finals.
Okay. Okay, so what's the 2?
Well, we're going with Belushi over Farley.
Oh, it was Belushi, of course.
Then Candy or Belushi.
Yeah, I think that's an apples and oranges situation.
They're very different.
They're very different. Like I said before, and something that is also incredibly important in comedy is to have a straight man with good timing. That's why, you'll see John Hamm a lot in a straight man position in comedies because, he's just a good actor who knows comedic timing. You need that straight man. If I had to choose between Belushi and Candy, I would choose Candy. He's got more good in him.
I'll say this about John Candy versus Belushi. You're getting a larger body of work with John Candy.
Well,
because Belushi coked himself to death.
Right. Right.
That's the first celebrity death I can remember.
Really? Is
John Belushi?
Is Belushi? Huh? What are we playing?
Whatever you can do Rocket League. You can do whatever. You want to find out what the chat wants? They want FTL.
They say they want FTL. I don't know if they really want FTL. What do we want, guys? What's going on here? Also, you have that article about how to permanently remove something from your Steam library. Oh, you know what? Little update, actually. Yeah. I was looking into it. We were talking about this the other day about Steam and leasing games. If people remember in the chat, and how you buy a game on Steam, you don't actually own it. You're just paying for the right to lease it from Steam. And at any point, and they've never done this, but at any point they can say this game is no longer available for lease and take it away from you.
So it's not like you can't just buy it anymore. You can't play it anymore?
If Steam dictated so, yes.
Okay.
And this hasn't happened yet. But
that doesn't mean it will never happen.
Right. And I reread the Steam terms of service, and it clearly says that. You are paying for the right to lease this game, right?
Yeah.
And I gave an example of apparently of a while ago. It was a famous iTunes story where people bought a movie on iTunes and iTunes took it away. And I did some research on it. And apparently what had happened was some Disney movies were taken off of the iTunes store, like The Lion King.
Yeah.
And they were accidentally removed from people's libraries who had bought them. Now, Apple resolved the situation and those people got their movies back.
Yeah.
Even though Apple would be completely in their right to remove the movies from the people's hard drive. Like if they downloaded the movies, you cannot watch this movie anymore, right? So, but the people got their movie back, and it has yet to happen with any of these services. It has yet to happen, but it could at any time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So, but I just wanted to give the update because I did look into it.
Steam is great right up until the point it isn't great anymore.
Oh, it could take a hard turn.
It could take a hard turn.
It could take a real
I'm well aware of that, and like my Steam name has a PSN in front of it, PlayStation Network, because I didn't download Steam until I got a free copy of Portal 2.
Oh, really?
Steam
Oh,
from
funny.
buying the PlayStation 3 version.
Uh-huh.
Because I avoided it for that reason. Like I don't trust this. I avoided using Steam forever in a day until you get to it got to the point where you couldn't anymore. You really couldn't PC game without Steam.
Right. Well, and we're getting competitors now. We're getting things like Humble Bundle, which will give you the option to download. GOG.
DRM free.
itch.io. And you know what? A lot of people are just selling their games off of their own site. DRM free.
How did I play Half-Life 2, Rich? I didn't. For that reason, I'm like, I don't like the Steam concept. I don't like not owning the game.
Right.
So I didn't play Half-Life 2.
Yeah, but and like we have said so many times, and you know what? This isn't just about Steam. This is any service. Like let's say Steam decides like, hey, we don't want to be this company anymore. We want to make Half-Life Episode 3, so we're going to shut down Steam so we can concentrate all of our efforts on Half-Life 3. All your games are gone. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't do that obviously because it's very profitable for them. But at any point, they can shut down Steam and all your games are gone. Poof. At any point, YouTube could decide not to be a company anymore. Poof. Everything's gone.
Rich is dumb, LOL.
Rich is dumb.
You'll be saying that on the morning when your Steam games are locked out because they've decided there's going to be some policy changes and that your lease is expired. Will you be saying that then, motherfucker?
Who's the guy in charge of like sales at Xbox? What's his name? Once Microsoft buys Steam,
Phil Spencer?
Phil Spencer, I think that might be it. Once Phil Spencer is in charge of Steam and they decide that you need a monthly subscription fee, we'll see.
Rich is materialistic. We live in a fucking material universe. We are material. Everything is material.
Rich, that's kind of deep. That's kind of deep, buddy.
There is no spiritual. It's made up.
Okay.
You either own the game or you don't. I'd rather own it. And not have to beg Daddy Steam to let me play it.
Beg Daddy Steam? Wow, Rich, that's great. Okay, I'm
off the gaming grid, bitch.
I've seen a couple suggestions in chat, and they're the usuals, and they're not going to surprise anyone.
I wouldn't mind Phoenix Wright, but I doubt you brought the DS.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't bring the DS, and I did not bring the PS4. So I'm very sorry about that. I should have though. I should bring those. Okay. This stream has gotten strangely existential. That's what happens when we play Panty Party. That's what happens. Oh, I got a new item in my inventory. Oh no, I got a Panty Party trading card. How do I get rid of these?
You can't.
How do I get rid of these?
Sell them. You can sell them. You have to hope somebody buys them.
Should we make a guess at how much money these Panty Party trading cards are going for?
Creepy anime fans, they're going to be expensive.
You know what?
For a Steam card?
For a Steam card, 37 cents is pretty expensive. Yeah, okay. People want these.
Yeah, there you go. Creepy anime fans for the win.
I'm going to sell these.
They can't see any of this.
I don't care. Okay, so I've seen a couple suggestions. Obviously, no, they're going for 35 and 37 cents, which by Steam trading card standards is pretty expensive.
Somebody has already gifted me Half-Life 2. I haven't, like I said, I've got a huge backlog of stuff. I haven't.
That's one to play right there.
It.
I've seen a lot of people say they want Rich to continue his XCOM run, which I think is a fine option. And I've seen some people who want some Binding of Isaac, which is also a fine option. I just played a bunch of Panty Party, so I will give it up to Rich. Rich, if you would like to continue
that's fine.
your XCOM run.
I can do that.
Yeah. Because, I don't want to hog all the,
No,
all, the
that's all fine.
all the game time here. Let me log out.
All right, we left off at the Blue Blaze, so we got a few more about that.
Okay. I will take that. You take this. You'll probably need the keyboard.
I don't know that I will.
Oh, okay.
Well, I know to type in my stuff. I just certainly will.
Overwatch. Oh, man. You know what? I have a ton of work to do. I've been really bogged down. I have way too many projects that I need to work on, but I decided to take a day off yesterday just because, you need a break. And I finally got to play some Overwatch, and I haven't played in the past, 3 weeks. Oh, what a great game. They have a new Capture the Flag map. Completely new game style for Overwatch, and it's a ton of fun. And I'm loving some of the new skins. It's the Chinese New Year skins in Overwatch, and they're great. And I'm really excited. And I got to play a little bit yesterday, and I had a great time. Thank you, by the way, for everyone who has friended me on BattleNet. When you play with people, like when you play in groups, you get experience bonuses, so you get more loot boxes faster. And usually what happens is
You get more geek crates?
You get more geek crates. Digital geek crates. The digital geek crates. And so usually what happens is I'll log on and almost immediately someone will invite me into their group. And I do love it. Sometimes I have to say no because I'm just hopping on for a quick game, but it's great because, you get into a group, you can talk to people, you get more experience, and then you're playing with people who, you can talk to. And it's great. I love it. I liked Overwatch better when it was called TF2. TF2 is still around. You can still play TF2. I like the characters better in Overwatch. I think there's more fun to be had in Overwatch right now because also more people are playing it right now. But
did anybody notice the game text on our little overlay?
I think some people did. Yes. Shame. Ooh, nerd sack. I like that. Wait, but they already have a nerd.
That's good enough.
What do you have? You have geek.
Geek crate. Geek crate and nerd box.
Yeah, so there already is a nerd. So how about a spaz sack?
People in the comments, people were coming up with a bunch. Some of them were good. I don't remember what any. I should have wrote them down or copied and pasted them.
Yes.